everyone, Vamp here with another War Thunder video. This time I am flying out in the Beaufighter. Yes, the British Beaufighter. Bane of many warfighter pilots' existence. Why? Because many people say its flight model is broken, it is a UFO. It turns like a maneuverable fighter, yet it is a big, giant, heavy fighter, I guess is its designation. And I haven't flown it in forever. I used to fly them, and I never did really well. But I said, now that everyone's complaining and saying, oh, how the Beaufighter is way too maneuverable for its size, I'll give it another shot. You can see I accidentally have the torpedo equipped. It can carry one torpedo, so for the water maps such as Port, Lonely Island, Peleliu, and the others, even does Crater have battleships in the water? I think so, yeah. And fjords, all the different water maps. It's very useful because you can take out destroyers and other ships with the Torp. So I'm going to be commenting through this video, and you know what? I don't know what happened, but the very end where it shows the score screen, I did not record that. The recording stopped in Fraps for some reason, and I know I had space on my hard drive. It wasn't full or anything, so I don't know if I accidentally hit the key or what happened. But it didn't show the final scoreboard, which I always like to do. And when I see other people, when I watch videos and see other people that cut that off and don't show the final scoreboard, and also the summary screen where it shows you the breakdown of the scores, it just gets me frustrated. I'm like, why don't you show the final screen? And I'm not going to be showing the final screen, so I did what I do not like other people doing, and it was actually very much an accident, so I apologize. However, I believe I didn't just count. I think I just have 2 kills so far, but I ended up doing great in this Beaufighter. I believe I ended up with 9 kills, maybe even 10. So I will see if I can count them up for you, or just count as you watch this video, and you'll see. But next time I will have the final screen for you. So I apologize for that. It was purely by accident. Okay, so a little bit of strategy with the Beaufighter. Because it is so maneuverable, you certainly can turn fight, but you don't want to do that simply because of its large size. If you're turn fighting, well, let me say this. Let me preface that. Turn fight if you have enough altitude, basically, because if you're turn fighting and you're too low to the ground, what will happen is you will bleed off a lot of speed, or enough speed to make yourself more easily defeated, and you will not have the airspeed to be able to break away from other airplanes, from enemies. But what I do love about it, since it has the 4 cannons, the 4 20mm cannons, it is so hard hitting. I mean, obviously you can see just the way it totally disintegrates aircraft, basically. I mean, it's really amazing. I was a little bit too close there, and just wasn't able to get that guy before. But you can see there, I was able to finally take him out, the Blenheim. And you can see on my damage indicator, my right wing is pinkish reddish. My tail controls are, it's hard to see right now on my screen, but I think they're bright red, and I'm still seem very maneuverable. I was debating whether to try and land, whether to try and land and repair, but I said, I'll just stick it out. I wasn't really noticing a huge difference, or I was still feeling as if the aircraft was maneuverable enough that I could continue flying and stay in the fight. So that's what I did. And you can see my crazy paint scheme that I threw on here. I don't know why, but I just thought, for some reason, Grasshopper, I was like, let me throw that on the fuselage on both sides, and then the Peanuts logo, or the text, and then I felt, I'll throw the pinup girl on the other wing. So I usually don't go nuts with my paint schemes like that, but I don't know, for whatever reason it seemed appropriate with this particular aircraft. You could see I just released the torpedo and it flew upward because of the way the G-forces were, or my plane was. And you can see there, it just absolutely ripped that IL-4 to shreds. Just literally cut it in two. That's what I do like about the Beaufighter, is it's fun to fly simply because obviously the maneuverability doesn't hurt, but it's just so much fun to shoot it because of all those cannons and how utterly devastating it can be if you're aiming reasonably well, properly, and your rounds are hitting their targets. So in that respect, it's just, to me, and I had forgotten that because I haven't played it in so long. I think I started out originally, when I very first started the game, I basically leveled up the British first and the most, and I got the Spitfires, and then when I first got this is a rank 5. Is it 4 or 5? I believe 5. And then the second Beaufighter, the Mark, oh boy, I don't have it in front of me. The Mark 9, I think it is level 6. Okay, and I see this other enemy Beaufighter trying to take out our PE2, and I'm trying to help him out. I don't think I can get there in time before he dies in a flaming ball of fire. Flaming ball of fire. That's a little bit redundant, but now I'm on this guy's tail, and I really want to take him out and avenge. Oh, actually, no. Our guy's still flying. Maybe hopefully he makes it to the runway and repairs, but in either case, I want to take this guy out. And you can see he's turning really well, and I'm trying to match his turn and turn inside him. What he's doing right now, as he's turning, he's diving down, so he's losing altitude, and in an attempt to gain speed, but it's not going to work. And there again, just devastating cannon fire, tearing through his aircraft. I'm able to get yet another kill. And I was kind of in the furball, so another guy flew in front of me. I was able to take him out as well. Now I'm tracking another target. And I see someone else in front of me, and it's a biplane, and I managed to pop off a snapshot and wing him and tweak him. And then I was able to come over the top and dive down on top of him. What I mean by snapshot is don't be afraid to try and fire as you're scissoring past or as you're flying past another aircraft. If you wait until you're directly behind an aircraft every time, then you're going to miss many opportunities. And the reason for that is that a lot of times, oh, I forgot, yeah, I did get rammed, or I wasn't able to get out of the way. Okay, and the scoreboard screen just flashed up, and I noticed that I had 7 kills, or I do have 7 kills right now. So you'll see me jump now into the Beaufighter Mark 10. I apologize, I said Mark 9 before. So it's got the 20mm Hispano Mark II cannons, 4 of those. I switched to the rockets as opposed to the torpedo, which is not going to do me any good on this particular map. So, all right, this gameplay is winding down. So I have 7 kills now, and I believe I do get a couple more. So we can count and add those in, and you'll see how I end up with, even though the final score will not appear. So the game kind of ends abruptly, it cuts off, but maybe I do get one other kill after this video is over, so we'll see. I think I get this JU-87 here. Yes, I managed to take him out, so that's 8, and then I don't know if I get another one before this actually cuts off. So in any case, what I said before about snapshots, try and shoot as an aircraft's flying by. You might surprise yourself and get a couple hits. Thanks again, you guys, and I will see you next time.